Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Canyon. Welcome back to another installment of Wheelin' Wednesday. And what has taken up Wheelin' Wednesday for the summer and probably entirety of autumn here in the Canyon? Why, it is Crawlympics. Here for your pleasure, or for those couple of you, your displeasure. But the joke's on you, you still clicked on it. So welcome, you loyal few, you devotees of Crawlympics. We are almost done. We're almost done with stage 1. And then we will determine how many stages occur after that. I don't know. Maybe I won't feel like doing it anymore. Who knows? Week 10, Group 10 of Crawlympics, stage 1 at Mavericks, and there is your crew. It's kind of a little bit of a bell curve. V-Nix, the Vanimal, Wolverine, and still as of unnamed. In order to get the spreadsheet to sort properly, I put him as X-Mullet. X-Mullet, because moving Zaymot, who was an X, to last week to get the brothers to run together, and Wiley departing the canyon prior to the recording of this, we needed to get it filled out. We needed somebody to fill that X spot. So X-Mullet is in there. Also, Jake the Snake is considering lodging a semi-formal protest. We will see the slight but potentially serious changes made to Mavericks. We made some small changes in the week between week 9 and now the running of week 10. The course got its usual. We got a water down. It also had to get hit with the leaf blower because watered it down the previous night, cleaned it out the previous night. The spiders came back stronger than ever. There was spider webs everywhere. And because the trees are apparently deeply confused here in August, an amount of leaves larger than the amount of leaves that I cleared out yesterday. So the stinky boy that is immediately above the course is dropping an incredible amount of leaves, and this is not something that I had taken into consideration when initiating Crawlympics. I was like, okay, you got to get up super early so that it's not 100 degrees. It's also going to be full of leaves, but none of the other courses, only half of the other courses will suffer from the same leafy deluge that is sure to begin over the next couple months. But again, that relies on Crawlympics continuing, and we will see how it goes as we see how it goes. So what we do is we break down the competitors. We start from left to right, going in roughly alphabetical order, seeing as the Mullet there doesn't have an official name. He's just X-Mullet for today. We begin with the V-Nix. The V-Nix is pretty straightforward. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a Vanquish VRD carbon with a Phoenix body on it. VRD, Phoenix, V-Nix. That's how it's a V-Nix. It's got the sliders of a Phoenix. It has a little extension in front to use the pin. That is a Biddy Design Rock 1 with the cage from a Phoenix. That body is designed to be used with all of the parts of a Phoenix, including the front hinge mount, the whole deal. Minor adaptations required, including the real carving up of the aft section of a Phoenix and incorporating it into VRD rails. And there you go. It is tusks on, I don't remember. They're either 3D printed or they're Canyon Customs softs. It's one or the other. There have been minor to negligible changes made to that VRD. It is roughly in stock configuration. It looks very high because we get a Phoenix body on it. And of course, the haters are indeed gonna hate. It is a Fusion SE 1800 and a Flash Hobby 60 kg in there. Like, I changed the shocks because I was tired of the just constant leaking of Incision S8Es. So there's just some element shocks from either a Gatekeeper kit or a Builder's kit. Like, same springing, I just moved the springs over. There's not a lot done there. I mean, the VRD is eminently capable, so we don't need to make very many changes. Kind of halfway into the opposite spectrum Immediately to his left, your right, is the Vanimal. The Vanimal is an SCA1E coyote from Charisma, sold as the Prairie Wolf. That's how you get the big van body. It came gray. He's been repainted with Spazstick's root beer color change on the outside, and it really came out far better than I could have anticipated. But underneath there, he is a Charisma SCA1E with the, I think they call it an ATAC gearbox. Legacy Fusion 1200, the big long one that wouldn't fit in the long things, because for some reason the number keeps sparkling in my brain. 63.6 millimeters long. It's very long, much longer than a 550. Won't fit in a lot of things, just barely fits in there. AGFRC A73 CHLW, the red case AGFRC, not the V2, the V1, handling steering duties, keeping him off the ground. J Concepts Class 1 4.19 land mines on some little Amazon Steelies. The chassis is a whole different thing. That is the animal inside the Vanimal, because the body mounts to hold the van on are crazy. So it was essentially frame rails built to keep the rear bumper of the van from augering into the ground and shorten up the body mounts to something reasonable. So we've got 2 J Concepts and 2 Fusions. What do we think? The van is a fan favorite. The van has a 12.8-inch wheelbase on Class 1s. That's generally not the way you want to go. Class 1s really sing in that 12-inch and sub wheelbase. Yet here at the Canyon, for some reason, we have a number of Class 1 rigs running nearly 13-inch wheelbases. As one would expect, does not help breakover just from a chassis perspective. But then while you're at it, make it a van. And that's what we've done. So of this group of 4, you gotta kind of think that the Vanimal's gonna have the hardest time, but you never know. He might just glide over the skewers. We will see what happens. Immediately beside him, his vehicle that did not exist when this began, did not exist when at week 7. And that is the Wolverine. The Wolverine built out of hobbles and cobbles. That is an old Intigi cage for AX10 Scorpion, which I found someone had sent in, and when I was cleaning out part of the shop, I found that cage and thought, you know what? I can build something out of that. So I ordered a set of Amazon offset pumpkin Capra clones, all metal Capra clones, threw them on there. You know what? They're actually surprisingly nice. He's already on his, I think, 3rd gearbox. The servo is an NSDRC RS400, and it needs to be replaced with something more torquey, like probably a Flash Hobby 60 kg. I have one waiting in the case. Tires are Proline Ibex, and they are indeed Predator, running on, I don't know what foams, as it, memory does not serve. The Proline Ibex Predator don't come with foams, and yet he has foams in there. Amazon carbon fiber rims, I think all of which are cracked. His 3rd gearbox fitted as a Stealth X. Inside that Stealth X is, yes, you guessed it, a Fusion SE 1800, because we love us some Fusion here. It's radio links across the board, except for the Vanimal, who's on an Sanwa MX6, basically interchangeable. He only needs 2 channels, and he uses them. Back to the Wolverine. 4th set of shocks that have been fitted to the vehicle. He is definitely WIP, work in progress, but he crawls pretty good. We're going to see how he does it this. His spindly openness might be an advantage. It might not be an advantage. And beside him, and closing out the group today, ex-Mullet for the day, it's there in his name, Mullet. He has a Vanquish F10 straight axle front and a Vanquish F10 portal rear. Then in between that is Vanquish. There's a VFD in there, basically what they would call a VFD spec, similar to what would come in a Fordyce or a Stance. He's got the body that would come on a Stance. The body is called a Stance. It's a boat. So we have a van, a Spider, a boat, and whatever V-Nix is. Steering duties, you guessed it. That's right, it's a Flash Hobby 60 kg. So we would love to have 3 Flash Hobby 60 kgs, but I didn't have time to change the servo out of the Wolverine. Filming got in the way, and we don't need a ton of steering power. He more needs that steering power for rocks. So the Mullet on a 60 kg Flash Hobby. And what's inside there as a power plant? Well, you don't even have to guess. It is a Fusion SE as well. So 3 Fusions, 1 Legacy, 2 SEs. I'm sorry. 4 Fusions, 1 Legacy, 3 SEs. J-Concepts ruptures on some wonderful Scoric Cling 3D printed inserts, soft fronts, medium rears. And again, not a ton of modifications above and beyond, like getting body mounts to fit under there. I do want to say Zoku rails. I'm trying to like eye it from the side. I'm pretty sure he's Zoku rails. It will be showing on the turntable. I just can't see out here. One of those boys, the V-Nix and the Mullet, that is the battle I want to see. It's those two, because they are far more similar than dissimilar. And I don't think the Mullet explicitly has an advantage out here. We go portal, straight, portal, a bit of both. So we've got 1.5 straight axles and 2.5 portals today. It's a pretty good group. It's an almost exclusively J-Concepts group, except for the Predator Proline Ibex on Wolverine. It is a Fusion group. It could have been an all-Flash Hobby group. We're close to a lot of things here. But I mentioned halfway the radios. We've got an RC4GS V3 and RC4GS V2, the aforementioned Sanwa MX6, and then an RC6. So technically, no 2 radios are alike. We only have cruise control on 2 out of the 4. No cruise control back on the old V2s. Yeah, that's it. That's our group. Here's our course. The sun is peeking through the trees. We might be able to get it done. We're seeing right over here. We're getting some big sunspots over there. We'll see if we can get this underway and overdone before the sun beats down upon us too heavily. Here is your 10th group. 1 more group to go. Next week is Z week. It's all Z's in week 11. And we will see how we do today. And as threatened / promised, first up, the V-Nix VRD underneath, V-Nix on top. You will notice the first change made to the course here, which is a relatively proper start-finish line. Buried a chunk of pressure treat in the ground, staked it down, realized pressure treat lumber is basically the same color as the ground, couldn't see it. Screwed a piece of PVC pipe to the top of it. We should be able to see that. It will just make it easier to tell when vehicles... I was using a rock. There was a rock that kind of jutted out, and when that rock, like basically when the tire broke the plane of that rock, that was when a lap started and finished. So, you know, we're not using... This isn't tag... Hewer? This isn't professional Longines. This isn't professional European race timing. We were using a rock on the ground and going frame by frame in the video. So hopefully this will make that a little bit easier. Also, as he gets underway on his 5 minutes right about now. It should be easy to tell when he goes over it. The hill climb here took on a little bit of Minecraft. We made hardened dirt. Which is you fill a wheelbarrow with, oh, that's not good. That's not good. You fill a wheelbarrow with canyon dirt, and then you throw in some scoops of Portland cement. And then you mix it all together, and hopefully you get dirt that carves out a little less easily. How is that sun rising so quickly? We are almost in full sun already. Doesn't the sun come up later as the days go by? Not earlier? He has got... I don't know what it is. So ground clearance is there for this guy. Traction is there. How's the bump? Oh, again, easy to see. You hit I think that's 1 inch PVC. When you hit a 1 inch PVC, it really pops that front end up. Whoa, everything's popping this guy's front end up. The tusks are managing out here. Yeah, he's getting through there with no... Okay, has anybody gotten stuck there before? I don't believe they have. That is... Okay, that lap is just... I'm not saying in the running for slowest that we've seen, but that's going to be a really, 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 really bad lap. He just feels... I mean, we've got some numbers under our belt. I don't know why he is so bouncy. He's like driving a rubber ball. He just bounces everywhere. The forward drive is up there with the very best. And no angry Lexan noises. No hanging up axles or anything. But when we try to hit into anything... Oh, that was a really high cut there. Yeah, this guy could put down a lap. Is he going to? Cannot quite get that cut to the teeter. It basically, if you have to hit a reverse to enter the teeter, your time's not going to be great. That's just how that is. That bounce, and that's a thing, all right? That bounce would need to be corrected were he a regular competitor here at Mavericks, but he's not. So apparently that bounce does not manifest itself in any way on rock at lower speed. We got some rear bounce there too. He is absolutely hopping through the course, and he's got the beautiful fun aspect of just a truly I can't tell situation. I have chided myself and others for this, and this guy is as guilty of it as any. Full 475s on portals. Portals, portals give you an advantage. It's additional ground clearance, right? We all just slap class 2s on anyway. And that's not our fault. He's completely off the course. We shouldn't take blame for that, because here's the thing. I personally believe that the optimum tire for a portal is a 445, 455. That's a portal tire. Because, okay, hold on. This last lap is going to be maybe the worst. No, we had to completely throw them off. So, class 2 is that like 475. Class 1, 419. We'll call it 465 or 475 for class 2. So there's this dead zone in between class 1 and class 2. There are a very small number of tires out there in the 435, 445, 455 range. And worse than that, of the number of them that are out there, and there's the timer. He very nearly made that through. I don't know what lap that is, but he very nearly made it. Of those tires, you've got like cross and boom racing and other abject horrors. So, you know, yeah, you can go grab a 445 boom racing hustler right now and regret it perhaps more than any other decision you would ever regret in your life. So we need more 4.5-inch tires. 4.4, 4.5, because portals will give us the height. Let's bring the height back down. Bring that CG back down with a shorter tire. We don't have any problems with the Vanimal bringing his CG down with shorter tires. Class 1 landmines going through the course. He has definitely got it. Okay, well, his suspension sorting has got the V-Nix killed. Is he going to glide? He's through. Oh, if he gets through that cleanly, he's going to slide through like a big magical root beer boat. Oh. bringing the angry Lexan noises. If there was an award for angriest Lexan noises, it's got to be Vanimal. Okay, he's gonna fall. He's gonna fall off the course here. No, see the CG. He's not gonna fall off the course. He's like, no, I'm not. He can do this. He just can't do this well. He is not gonna be an absolute back marker though. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, he's so light. He looks real big, right? Well, that's because he's a van. But inside the van, there's just nothing there. We're going to have to give some pop here, bud. He's so smooth and quick. Wow, the bounce off the pipe almost knocked him backwards. Look how easy the turnstile. Okay, try this side, dude. Right here. Nope, that's the same spot you were at. Okay, pretty good. You know, for a guy, not just full bumpers, not just full fenders, a van. Uh-oh. Okay, a little slower through here. Okay, and now you need to hug right here. Nope. Couldn't quite get... Oh, there you go. Oh. Here's the thing. He looks so good. Doesn't quite get the steering angle. Those... Oh. Well. Yeah, I didn't notice that before. That's gonna be a bit of a problem. The entire end of the teeter broke off. Which means now the weight of the teeter... Okay. How many... Okay, he was halfway through his run. So we'll set him a timer for, say, 3 minutes and let him go from there. Oh, yeah. With each new day comes a new thing. All right, I'm not trying to make some kind of a claim that the teeter, assembled out of scrap pieces of wood, is some sort of super precise apparatus, but I don't know, it kind of is, because we fixed the one end as both ends had kind of snapped off. So the departure end, we screwed one little piece of plywood onto that, then went on to repairing the other end, which immediately broke off the first time it hit the ground. As soon as it hit the ground, it made a and everything just snapped off of that end. Started grabbing scrap pieces of plywood and just screwing them to it in order to get it to actually touch the ground. I don't know how many pieces are screwed to the bottom of that thing to make it reset after you go over it. So whether or not the Vanimal will actually be able to get the thing to drop, I don't know. All I know is this for sure. It is a good thing that the teeter is not firmly affixed to the ground, because we might be like next week, might have this terrible thing, hoping that it survives from our rigs. And next week might have an all-new teeter, probably built out of 2x4s, the actual deck part. We'll find out what happens together. Vanimal still gets his remaining 3 minutes, so he's going to go do that, and we're going to find out. We're going to find out if it is his remaining 3 minutes, as the teeter, I mean, right into the same spot every single time. The teeter has dealt out some pain and punishment. Oh. Okay. Vanimal is getting an unfair shake, let's be honest. He was cruising along, not looking fast, but looking smooth. That hold. That hold was almost something nice. We'll give him a little foot touch. This lap is going to be awful. And, oh, okay, that was nice. Are we going to get a drop? Okay, he had to get all the way out on the tip from the beginning. Oh, very soft landing, and it's resetting. All right. It, again, made a horrible noise when it came back down in contact with the ground. It was a good 20 minutes. just screwing pieces of wood to that to try to get it to reset. Okay, this side. Go this side. There it is. We'll get you one good lap through here, buddy. The procession of angry Lexan noises. Nope. Nope. That ain't gonna be it. It is a rough week for the course. It is a... Oh. Scooted out a little wide. His body is completely off of the posts. It's just 2 strips of Velcro holding the body in place at this point. I like this width. The little pieces of incidentally applied plywood, I think, have moved the teeter out to a more comfortable width. Oh, every time it hits the ground, though. Pretty nice through there. He's on... They might be Capra shocks. His timer is about to expire. He's got about 20 seconds, but we're gonna give him one more. No, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna give him one more. He gets one clean one. He's been on the course, including repair time. So, you know, not just... Okay, never mind. Never mind. See if you can get out. Yeah. Yep. You know what? You were never going to be top 10, bud. I'm sorry. This edit is going to take forever. This will be the forever edit. So many cuts. It's ordinarily, I think it's 16 or 18 cuts per run times 4, plus the interstitials, plus now the stuff we've got going on today. Total clips for this, there's going to be like 13 or 14 clips that have to be cut. Each clip is going to have to be cut into 16 to 18 pieces. Wolverine, just please, just do this smoothly and efficiently. We've been at this. We're well past an hour. All right, 5 minutes. Oh, by the way, did I mention that he hasn't been run with these shocks? These shocks were installed. Oh, okay, hold on. These shocks were installed basically mere moments ago by Canyon standards. Uh-oh. Jake? Jake. Okay. That lap was looking terrifying. .6 pounds of all metal fury. I'm trying to think, does he have anything plastic other than an element center skid, which the intention is to replace with a Delrin skid? Wheelbase at or around that 340, if memory serves. Okay. So did we unwittingly and unknowingly build a bouncer? A very low speed bouncer, because he's on a few... Oh, the width. I guess we'll call the new teeter 3.0, because the teeter started off with a completely different deck surface, and now it is... Oh, you just have to make it a couple more flops, teeter. Okay, I feel like... There we go. Everybody loves a camera hit. This guy has, I kid you not, has the speed to do the fastest lap. Okay, he's got the suspension and the compliance and the big tall tire. This is Ibex, which are about 5 1/4, 5.3 on Capra portals. So stability is high. What he suffers from though is real width. He's about the width of the teeter. He's like around 63% front weight, I think. He does have enough steer angle to come. Oh man, he blasts through this section right here. And with that 1800 Stealth X feeding Capras, I'm using a lot of throttle. Most rigs, you're in this like 40% throttle area. Wolverine is, oh, he's got to be 70% throttle through here. Little scrubby there. I know I had mentioned some minutes ago, feels like ages ago to me, that if you're reversing to get into the teeter, that's not good. Yeah, but if you're getting into the teeter as fast as this guy is, now I just keep looking out of the corner of my eye to see if the teeter is actually resetting. Honestly, I haven't seen that much of an advantage from the Minecraft hardened dirt. We're not talking about that much material in terms of Portland mixed in with the dirt. I just want it to be rutting out less. The eventual goal as Mavericks is modified and adapted for future competitions is to basically like make it a rock wall, so you can't just blast up it. You actually have to crawl up it. This guy is fast. I feel like he's off again. If you fall off, you have to go around the camera, which is definitely not faster. He's gonna get one more in. Ooh, got a little skatey there. Yeah, like coming down the turnstile and going through the skewers, I would say he's at 80% throttle through there. Probably 50 to 60% throttle through this climb up here. There's only a couple spots to mess it up. You need a clean on and off of the teeter. We'll take it a little slower, creep it up. Creep it up. Oh. The teeter was like, I heard you were talking. Now the RS400 is doing the RS400 thing, where I feel like I've lost about 40% of my steering, and now we're back to normal. Oh, I don't know. Did he put all the segments together? It felt like there was something very fast out there. If you will recall back to player announcements, when we were speaking about the VRD was updated to a stubby kit. So he's running a stubby with a Rhino S20 in there and a Rhino V40 ESC. So he's all outrunner. So not fusion at all. I could tell as soon as I hit the trigger and he went whoop, I was like, okay, we're dealing with something different. I forgot that I put a stubby kit on him so that I could put BTA. He was servo above the axle, now he's servo behind the axle. I wasn't drunk at the time. I don't remember any of that operation happening. No, I do. We were in the midst of the Anime Expo preparations, and I found a print file to mount the servo right behind the BTA steering adapter on VRD, and I was like, ooh, I'll try to print that. It failed a couple times. I put him on the bench. He literally has not been touched since. So that is over a month that he has sat. I don't believe he's been driven in this configuration, which will be fun. Will the teeter survive a couple more laps around? Will I survive? Will we survive? We're gonna find out in about 5 minutes. Okay, all right. So there's a lot of underdrive here, like a lot. That departure should be, he's so bouncy. Okay, we have because this is essentially, this is a home-brewed VRD. It is indeed a Zoku chassis. Oh, hold on. That was right through. Wow, that steering. Whoa, okay. I got caught really off guard there. He didn't turn in sharp. He turned in hard. So this is indeed Zoku rails and then pieced together Vanquish pieces. Is there a mullet advantage over a straight VRD? Well, it's tough to say. That VRD's got a V-Nix body on it. Is that helping or hurting? I don't think it's helping. Okay, outside on the edge, pretty chalky. His steering, I'm not kidding you. I need to make sure that I express this adequately. His steering is so sharp, it's causing errors. He cuts, look at that through there. I don't know if anyone has made it through that look at the tightness. I'm trying to say to myself, it's just an F10 straight. Is there a mullet advantage? Okay, the mullet advantage had not shown to be an advantage with Clank, but I think Clank was brought down by being a 2-speed gent. And 2-speed gearing tends to leave you stuck in the middle. The low gear is suitable for crawling, and the high gear is suitable for hooning. And there's a huge split on that Benedict Harry that he's running. But neither of the speeds are particularly suited to this kind of shenanigans. I thought that Wolverine went through there easily. Again, almost did it again. Oops. It's so sharp. I don't understand it. He drives like he's plugged into the ground. And he drives like this has got to be a mullet thing. He drives like the rear axle is shoving the front axle into the ground. Once you get that front wheel clear, like through nothing, the skewers do not exist. I make no corrections. There's that rock that Vanimal got stuck on. Absolutely nothing there. That was the first time he exhibited any hesitation up there through that sector. And overturned again. He turns in so sharp, it honestly makes the entry to the teeter harder somehow. We're oversteering. So he is run number 40. This is the first one that I've felt like there is so much steering. There's a violent amount of steering. Also, similar to Wolverine, there's a real feel of just gliding through everything. Inserts, big part. Tires, big part. Mullet, apparently big part. This guy would need a lot of laps through here because he basically, ex-mullet as he is for the day, he's his own thing. This huge amount of underdrive brought about by a mullet. I think we actually got him down to around 20%, so it's not ginormous. Could be 25%. It's been too long. Someone will have seen the video sooner than I, and they will be able to remember. You know what? I'm going around again. His timer's going to expire right about now. No one has ever run their fast lap on a bonus lap, and he's not going to either. I just kind of want to see it. Yeah, I don't think he's carrying as much speed through that real chopped section. Right there. Came over the crest on a line I don't think anyone has been on. Yeah. If you're falling off the teeter to the inside, you've gone far. Oh, there's the kick. But it can't kick the mullet over. Little bit of bounce there. I think the early bouncing we had from him was just suspension cycling in. And all right. So we started iffy, but we ended really strong, I think. So note to self that I hope I don't forget concerning future Cardi B mods. We use 3 tripods for this operation, a pair of Crawlercanyon 80 inch, so they're proper tall. Like, it doesn't even have 2 segments extended right now to get it at like normal face height. You can get these real tall. They have 2 little bolts at the top that make the arms not flop, legs that make the legs not floppy. They get real floppy. Cardi B needs a little hole drilled with a 4mm. I think it looks like a 4mm. I think it's a 4mm hex key, because the tripods are getting floppy. We got to keep picking them up and moving them around. Today there were a couple gents that we had to keep picking up and moving around. I know we had to reset Vanimal a couple times. Did anybody else need reset? Wolverine definitely didn't. Wolverine and Mullet, well, he's being called for the day. They did not come to play. I like to make those speculative guesses here during the wrap. The Mullet was faster than the V-Nix. Almost unquestionably. If it's not, I think it might actually turn out to be closer than I think, than the evidence here. Can I pick faster between Wolverine and Mullet? Wolverine felt so effortless. Sometimes that doesn't translate, but he felt so effortless through the course, just floating. He floated through the course. When he falls off of an obstacle and lands upside down, he goes thud. He glided silently through this course, to the point where if he wasn't going to be a day-to-day tire test mule, he's part of the fleet. He's on Baseline's radio. Baseline, Lord Pennaby, first of his name, and Wolverine all share a radio because they are the tire test trio. They cover all tire testing from 393 all the way up to 6-inch tires. We've got somebody to test them all. They share a radio because they're worker bees. They don't necessarily need to be driven together. And thankfully, we've got B, L, and W, so they're nice and spaced out. So in any alphabet-based competition, they will be running far apart. We don't have to worry about swapping radios. So I think it's relatively straightforward, at least in my head. As I said, we don't find out what the times are until they're computed, going frame by frame. But in order down the row here, it goes V-Nix, Vanimal, Wolverine, and Mullet, with an X in parentheses, Mullet. I would say, well, okay, you know what's an easier way? We'll just put them in order, and then we'll see if that order lines up with the scoreboard. All right, I think we're right there. I think the Wolverine is going to edge Mullet by the narrowest of margins, and it's honestly a toss-up. If there's one that I would be like, I'm on the fence about, it's what is the placement? Did the Mullet beat the Wolverine or vice versa? I think the V-Nix was not as slow as he felt, because slow is smooth and smooth is fast. The bounciness is, I think, what held him down. And honestly, I don't think it's a springing issue. I don't know what it is. There was a lot of energy return to his suspension while he was moving, and we will see if that translates. The Vanimal, is it the easiest choice of any running week of Crawlympics to put him in last place when he is a van on Class 1 landmines? No, that's pretty easy. He also had one of the roughest times. The mortal enemy of rock crawlers everywhere is the teeter. It will make every effort to pummel you into submission. And the teeter had the roughest day today. The teeter is not in good nick at this point, but typically a rig will run around 5 laps, which means the teeter has about 20 more cycles to make it through the completion of the formal runs of stage 1. I think it'll make it. I think it'll make it, and then we will work on rebuilding it after that, because if it makes it through the main group, we don't really have to worry about it as much. Will we have a visitor group run in either week 12 or maybe following in that week or something? I'm hoping so, because the owner of the Enduro 12 asked if the Enduro 12 would run out here, and I had zero intention of doing that, but I kind of want to see how bad it does. Will it do worse than Lil Fella or any of the other Lanterne Rouge crew, Junkbot down there in the keepers, the near 2 minutes? Do I think Wolverine beat Jake? 51 is fast. I think, standing here now, and they'll probably be up on screen around now, I think that Mullet and Wolverine have both gone into the top 10. It is going to build for a very interesting week. The Z week next week. For Group 11, there's no weak candidate in Group 11, in the Z group. I did not expect these guys to do as well as they did, as previously the Mullet did not provide to be an advantage. We will see if they go Wolverine, Mullet, V-Nix, Vanimal. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that shakes out. And then we'll do it again next week, and we'll see how that shakes out, because I just, I kind of want to see. Because Wolverine is a surprising one, as Jake the Snake is a very good rock crawler. He's very capable of crawling rocks. But he's also better, so far as I know, standing out here by the course, he's better than any other vehicle at it. Oh, look at the rising sun. No, there I am. Hey. The Wolverine is very good at crawling rocks, and he is also apparently very good at this. We may have incidentally, there's been the request, are you going to build a rig for Mavericks? I think we kind of did. I'm trying to think of what I would change. Would I build another? I don't know. Wolverine might be the guy. He might be the guy. That felt so effortless. I hope that was translated in the video. I don't like leaving shadows in the shot, so we're going to end it there. We're going to clean up, we're going to pack up, we're going to put away the leaf blower and the broom and all the tools that were required to fix the teeter, and we're going to go about our business for the day. Will I edit this immediately? I don't know. This is legitimately a 4-hour edit for this. This will be a fun one. And then, aside from you loyal few, nobody watches it. Nobody watches it. Nobody watches Wheelin' Wednesday. By extension, nobody watches Crawlympics. So if you are one of the devotees, one who watches every installment and looks forward to it, I do so thank you very much, because you are one of us, one of us, one of us. Yeah. If you're one of the even fewer few, the fewity few that are like thumbing down and disliking every week of this, then I truly believe that you're a person who cannot be pleased. So I make no apologies, not one. Thank you everyone for watching. I look forward to seeing you next week. In between now and then, please, one and all, do your very best to have a good one, everybody. I think we did okay. It's been worse, it's been better. We had some surprises, we had some non-surprises. We'll see what next week holds.